So let's say our buddy surprises us and he comes up from behind with a bear hug, right? We already talked about what happens if we have our arms in, how we can use that to disrupt his control. But what if he gets under my arms? Now it's even easier for him to control my hips. The nightmare scenario here is Jesse's gonna lift me up and he can spike me on my head, he can throw me down, do a gnarly mat return. It's pretty bad. Its possibility is to be pretty bad, which is why our instincts have to react, or we have to drill this consistently. So there's two ways we can stop the catastrophe from happening. And also, once again, like jiu-jitsu is a pyramid, right? And the fundamentals are the base of the pyramid. Fundamentally, jiu-jitsu is about survival. So if all you get out of this is, here's how to stop the guy from lifting you up and control from that catastrophic impact while help comes, awesome. At the very end, I will introduce the knee bar, which some of you that train for sport jiu-jitsu will already have seen, but this is one of the first knee bars that we teach in jiu-jitsu, and it's a counterattack. So Jesse comes up behind me, grabs me. If I'm lucky enough to get the early defense, I'm gonna quad pod down. By quad podding, I mean I'm gonna look at the mat, put my hands on the mat, and all my weight comes forward. Now if Jesse tries to lift me, right? Jesse's a big, strong fella, and it's very difficult, right? And even if he is able to get me up, he's not gonna be able to slam me down in the same way that if I were up here, right? And he could just really, really do me bad. So immediately, when he comes around our hips, quad pod down, weight comes forward. I'm gonna show another way where if we get surprised and we can't do that, and we start to go for the ride, this leg or whichever leg has more access is gonna hook Jesse's leg. So try and lift me, right? So again, even if he can lift me, and it doesn't have to be an outside hook, but usually I find that that's what's easiest, and that prevents the catastrophic impact, right? We survive. So either way, here or we hook, we're gonna end up in the same position. So go ahead and lift me. Now I'm gonna ride the roller coaster, and on the way down, now I get to my quad. So now you see how his leg is right between my legs. It's exactly what we want. I'm gonna take my hand, cup his knee. I'm not pulling, because you're not gonna pull a grown person's leg with your hand. What I'm gonna do is, as the poet says, back that ass up. Now Jesse goes down, right? Typically, we don't wanna go to the ground with them in a self-defense situation unless we have to. So you have kind of a corny little knee bar that you can hit right here, right? But that's ideal for self-defense because we can attack if we want. We can also just say, I'm out, goodbye, right? So I'm gonna show that again, and this time we're gonna focus on the knee bar. This time we're gonna really attack the knee bar. There are many reasons that we would do this. Let me give you two. First is, so you see how I always try to land on him without falling myself, right? I want my weight on him so that I can control whether I get away or whether I initiate the attack. The reason that we wanna do that, not only to give ourselves choice, when I land on Jesse, sometimes he's gonna grab me and keep a hold of me, right? And he doesn't know it, but he's holding on to the sinking ship. That takes away one of my options, right? Because if I wanted to just get up and get away and let everybody kind of go hang out and get tacos later, he's stopped me from doing that. So at that point, we're gonna have to do the knee bar. And so I'm gonna show you the same technique with a few more details, and then we're gonna focus on the knee bar this time. So Jesse grabs, tries to lift me. I'm gonna hook, ride the roller coaster, come back down, cup the heel. If I try to pull, it's not gonna work. But if I back my hips up, my hips go right to his hips. And you see, a lot of times people will do this, right? So if I wanted to just get up and get away and go about my business, I wouldn't be able to. I might be able to finish the knee bar here, but you see how far his leg is from my chest? I would have to finish it with my arms. And if he just kind of sits there and lets me, maybe. But now what we're gonna do is we're gonna use our whole body to finish this knee bar. So I'm gonna fall to the leg side, and I'm gonna use his toes as a pillow, with my ear on top of his toes. Now watch my feet. My feet are gonna extend out, hook, and pull his hips back. I'm gonna touch my own shoulder, do the Macarena, and then very gently, I'm gonna push my hips forward until Jesse taps. It doesn't take much, right? So let's stay here, and I'll show a couple more details on the knee bar. So we come to the mat. Maybe we want to knee bar him, maybe we don't. Maybe we want to get away. But if he grabs our hips, we have no choice. We have to go after this knee bar. My bottom hand is going to secure. We can grab our own cloth, or we can grab our shoulder or whatever. But we're going to fall. I'm going to put my ear on his toes. Why do I do that? A straight knee bar is going to hyperextend the knee joint. But if Jesse's able to turn his toes to the ceiling, now he can escape and I can't knee bar. If I put my toes, my ear on his toes, now Jesse, try that. it actually hurts his knee to try to turn, right? So now I'm gonna extend my legs out and I'm gonna hook my heels like I'm hanging on monkey bars, pulling his hips toward me. I do the Macarena, if anybody remembers the Macarena, and push my hips forward to finish. But I'm gonna show you a detail that I love that David Porter showed me, David Porter, incredible knee bars. This knee bar attacks the meniscus. So it's a compression lock. So instead of just hipping in, which is fine, we can push down on the heel like a video game buzzer. And now all I'm gonna do is hip in like a centimeter. Much tighter, right? So we always want the bottom arm to capture the knee. We always want our ear on top of his toes. And sometimes, because people are very flexible sometimes, so if you're doing this and it's not finishing, push down and attack the meniscus. But as always, job one with self-defense is to survive. So if you can, don't let them get behind you. If they get behind you, don't let them grab you around the waist. If they grab you around the waist, don't let them pick you up. If they pick you up, you got to hook their legs, ride the roller coaster, and back up into their hips, knocking them to the mat. Only then do we try the knee bar.